Welcome to Tallahassee, Florida, here at Doak Campbell Stadium. It's week 5, and the SEC playoff race is really starting to heat up as the LSU Tigers and the Florida State Seminoles square off. Both teams looking to shake off a rough start to the first half of the season, and a win tonight could kick off a playoff run. I'm David Ryan in booth with me, my broadcast partner, Mike Peters. And Mike, both teams, they've had that sluggish start to the season, but we've seen teams turn things around in the second half of the season.
Both of these teams are going to want to do it. We talked about it earlier that these two were both teams that many considered could go to the playoffs before the season. They've struggled, like you said. This is a pivotal game. They could change their season. LSU could get their first one. Florida State could get their second. They could put themselves in position, but it starts right here. Got to come away with a win.
Well, LSU has made an interesting change. They add Gabe Dowden at tailback coming into this week, and he will get the start tonight in the opening carry, but he is bottled up for a loss of 2.
Rob Money getting in there and making the tackle. Money, one of these 3 linebackers that they have on this roster now. The big 2, though, Tulok and Money. Money hasn't necessarily had the contribution that Tulok has, but he can make the defenses or the offenses pay when he gets a chance.
Quick throw to the left, and Devin Roberts will pick up 5 along 3rd and 7.
So they just go to the tight end there underneath. It's a short pickup. It does set up a little bit more of a manageable 3rd down, but a lot of these early plays are just about feeling out the defense.
Youngblood to throw, takes a shot to the right side, and the pass is caught. Darryl Potees is second. He took a shot as he gets across midfield.
That's Potees' 15th catch of the season. Just sits there and waits for the catch. Good throw there by Youngblood, and he finds the open hole in his own, sits down, gets the first down. Going to need a lot more of those. LSU's played a lot of close games this season. They're going to try to come out here and get an advantage and keep it.
Handoff, Dowden running to the right, and he is flattened by Akuma Tulok at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Dowden gets welcomed into the CFSL there as not sure what he if he knew what he signed up for, but Akuma Tulok quickly christens him.
2nd down and 10 as LSU in the gun. 4 wide, trips bottom of the screen. Gage Youngblood, draw play for Dowden, balled up at the line of scrimmage, and he's lucky to get a yard.
Well, Dowden have a little bit of an auspicious start to his CFSL career. Negative yards here on his first 3 carries. Florida State doing a good job of shutting him down.
3rd and 9. Youngblood out of the gun, looks to throw. Dancing, taking a shot, left side. Pass is caught by Maltzer for a gain of 33.
Well, I think they might look at that. I'm not sure if he got his foot in. They called it in on the field, little corner out there, and he's getting chased in coverage by the walk-on Watkins. And they are indeed going to review it.
I'll take a second look to make sure that the catch was caught, and you see the right foot. Incomplete.
Yeah, there's no way that's a catch. I mean, almost his entire foot was out of bounds. Good job. Good try by Maltzer.
The ruling on the field is reversed.
So he will reverse it. Instead of a 33-yard gain to get it down inside the 15, it will be 4th and 9 from the Florida State 46, and LSU will punt.
Yeah, Youngblood's just got to get rid of that just a tad bit quicker so that Maltzer can make that catch. So stalled out drive here. Now Florida State. A team that felt like they got robbed a couple of weeks ago, had some things not go well with them, had some officiating discrepancies, but then they left a lot on the field last week. Jumped out to 14-0 lead, gave up 62 unanswered. They are out here to prove something tonight.
Handoff, and Lund is stopped right in the backfield. Brett Gelkin was back there, and Gelkin gets back there a little bit sooner. He could have taken the handoff.
Well, yeah, that's not the way you want to start it. That's not proving anything right there. You got to do a little bit better than that.
So 2nd and 15 with Jackson in the gun. He'll throw short and to the left, and the pass is caught as Brandon Maynard II gets a yard. 3rd and 14.
Well, Florida State changing some things up this week, wanting to look a little bit better than they have been. Not looking great here on their opening drive.
Halfback screen, Loon to the left side, and Vidar Loon fights. He'll get 4 yards. So back to the original line of scrimmage, but it is 4th down.
Well, yeah, they go with the halfback screen there. They're just trying to play field position. Basically, they gave up on the drive. You're deep in your own end. You don't want to force anything. So they go with the halfback screen, try to pick up some yards. Now they're going to play field position. Defense didn't have a lot of time to rest.
Colt Youngblood, excuse me, on the return.
So you do it too.
I do it too now. Good return for him, though, as he gets across midfield, but this Florida State defense playing fierce already, only giving up 3 yards a play.
Well, and if you hold them to that, that's a 3 and out every drive. We'll see. We might get a couple here before the game's over with, but LSU wants to try to take advantage of this good field position.
Bubble screen to the left side, and able to put on a burst of speed is Poteet II for a good little gain.
Well, Zach Howard was able to get him from behind, and Poteet is a shifty little wide receiver, but the big defensive end was able to catch him from behind.
Pistol set on 2nd and 4. Youngblood, read option keeper on the triple option. The pitch to Colt Youngblood, who got flattened for a first down.
Well, that's another one of those big hitters in this Florida State defense. You got Tloke and you got Kevin Watts. And a couple of All-American type players out there. And Watts makes his presence felt, although they did give up the first.
Pistol set, 2 tight ends on the field. Eggers, the tight end in motion. And the give to Dowden. Running right, cuts back to the left, and bottled up at the line of scrimmage. He lost a yard, courtesy of Lane DeAnthony.
I'm not quite sure where Gabe Dowden came from, but he might have second thoughts about going back after the way this game has started. From Florida State is not giving him a warm welcome.
So a long 2nd down, 4 wide towards the bottom of the screen. Pistol set. Play fake. Youngblood deep to the left side, and a leaping grab for Poteet II. Gets it down to the 5.
Well, that was a nice catch there. He goes one-on-one with Elijah Toro, and the 3-star Poteet is the one that comes up with the catch. 4-star, excuse me, and just out-jumps him. Does a nice spinorama there, and comes up with a nice catch. Gets him down to the 5-yard line. So LSU right now doing a good job of capitalizing on that good field position. Now they got to punch it in.
Out of the pistol, Dowden, the single back on 1st down. Read option keeper, Gage Youngblood, turns upfield, touchdown LSU.
Well, that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. He takes it himself on the read option, and because they handed it off so often, the defense kind of bites on it, and Youngblood's able to get into the end zone untouched. So great drive there by LSU, capitalizing on the good field position, and they jump out to the early lead.
So the extra point by Remy Boudreau, and LSU gets the lead here. Now the problem that we have seen from LSU, Mike, has been so far this season, they start out really strong, but usually by the 4th quarter, they seem to wear down. If they can build a sizable lead, though, they can negate some of that, wouldn't you think?
Well, I think that's been part of the problem, is building a sizable lead. Both of these teams really, and they both kind of had stamina issues. You saw Vidar Loom in the first week, missed the entire 4th quarter. So it will be interesting to see if they've improved their conditioning and their substitution patterns, and which one of them is able to exploit that.
Decent starting field position here for the Seminoles from their own 28. Read option, Adonis Jackson breaks the tackle from Keene and then is held to a yard.
Well, Jackson goes with the option here, and Gelkin misses, but Mitchell O'Brien is there to stand him up. And right now, 4 plays in, Florida State, they look a little shell-shocked. Maybe it's a hangover from last week a little.
From the gun, Adonis Jackson, Loon to his left. It's Jackson seemingly taking some time here. Finally snaps it, draw play. Loon able to find a crease, and with a burst of speed and strength, gets the first down.
Well, you see what he did there, David, is he lulled the defense to sleep.
Oh, there you go.
They weren't sure what was happening, and he waited to hand that one off.
Pistol set. Read option keeper Gelkin nearly had Jackson in the backfield, but Adonis Jackson fights out of it, gets a modest gain.
Yeah, Gelkin almost was able to take both of those guys down, and Jackson is able to escape and pick up 5 before Brandon Stone brings him down.
Pistol set again, 2 tight ends on the field to give to Loon, outside to the right. Vidar Loon, and a foot race down the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the LSU 38.
Ulrich Odenheim probably saved a touchdown there, as this offense was a little slow getting started, but now they're starting to seemingly find a rhythm. And Lund is the one guy who's really hasn't been focused. He doesn't even have 100 yards rushing on the season. And I suspect that might change tonight in just a 1-game total.
So Jackson in the gun, receiver in motion is Moyer. As they go with a draw play here, and Deontay King is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you got to get at least past the line, Bryce. you just got to do it.
You think all of the Seminoles refer to each other as brah?
Probably, especially when they see their AD roll up.
Probably read option keeper Adonis Jackson. A stiff arm and more as Adonis Jackson works his way down inside the 10.
This is what we've been waiting to see from Adonis Jackson since last season. There have been flashes, but he hasn't really been able to use his athleticism as much as a lot of people think that he should. Been forced to throw maybe more than he wants to, but there he shows his athleticism, gets good blocking downfield, and now they got a first and goal inside the 10. Imperative, though, that they convert on this opportunity as well.
Down to the LSU 7-yard line. Tight end in motion, the give to Loon to the inside. Vidar Loon all the way down to the 1.
And honestly, Vidar Loon is running about as well as we've seen. He's averaging 7 yards per carry. Granted, it's a small sample size, but he's almost got a third as many yards as he had on the season just on these first 2 drives.
Goal line set. The toss, Vidar Loon outside to the right, caught by Brett Gelkin.
Well, Gelkin's wearing that number 7. It's an honorary number here at LSU, and you can see why. This guy's a playmaker. He was huge last season. He's been big this season. That's his 9th tackle for loss already. Does a great job there shutting down that run.
Pistol set to give to Deontay King on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, King.
Didn't get to the line on his first carry, but this one he gets it in, and he's able to take it into the end zone. So first rushing touchdown of the season. Hasn't had a lot of carries, but he's doing pretty decent, and he gets to celebrate with the TD.
It was the end zone, Mike. That's what motivated Deontay King to get past the line of scrimmage. As the extra point from Sir Johnson is good, and late in the first quarter, we've got a tied ball game at 7 apiece.
Well, and I think we expected that coming in. We expected this game to be a close game, be a good, hard-fought game. Both of these teams trying to keep their season alive, and so I think you would expect nothing different.
So LSU with the kneel down in the end zone for the touchback by Colt Youngblood means that the Tigers will start from their own 25 looking for the same outcome that they had on their 2nd drive of the night. Pistol set the give, down outside into the left, and a stiff arm will break Gabe Dowden for a big run. A gain of 13, his longest of the night.
Took him a little bit, but he finally was like, all right, took me 2 drives. Going to get my wits about me here. And he's like, all right, I got to play a little bit more physical. And he comes out there, uses a good stiff arm, and picks up a first down.
Pistol set 4 wide here as Gage Youngblood makes an adjustment, looks to throw on first down, steps up, and he will throw it into no man's land for an incompletion.
I don't think he got the best grip on that ball, as that was kind of a duck. Didn't really get anywhere close to a receiver. Probably wants to have that one over.
Come back out in the pistol, 3 wide this time. Dowden gets a carry up the middle, and a stiff arm will get him back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and long.
That's the old saying, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or whatever, you get the point. He got him with the stiff arm the first time, not so much that time.
4 wide in the gun is Youngblood. Draw play, Dowden bouncing outside to the right, and he will get only a yard as Rob Money and company stop him in his tracks.
This is an impressive job by the Florida State defense in shutting down this running game. Dowden was heralded as a very big pickup for LSU, even though they already have a great running back to provide depth for them. But Florida State just not letting them do anything.
So Moyer, good return for him following the punt. And LSU's hoping to frustrate this Florida State offense, much like their offense was frustrated on their 3rd drive.
Well, they started off slow, but they started to put it together on their last drive.
Read option keeper Adonis Jackson breaks a tackle as he gets out to midfield.
I've been saying for the last season half, Adonis Jackson, if you give him an opportunity to run 20-plus times a game, that guy can average over 100 yards. He can pick up 150, 170-yard rushing games. The way he's going right now, he might be looking at a game like that.
Hand off Loon to the inside, and Vidar Loon fighting with Mikhailov. Gets 9 yards, so this ground and pound attack for Florida State is really going to work here tonight.
Well, Lund is another one of those guys that has all of the talent. He started his career at Notre Dame, ran for 947 yards and 12 touchdowns. Just hasn't been getting as much.
Well, he's not getting much on that play, and the reason for that is Brett Gelkin, his 3rd tackle for a loss tonight already. So 3rd and 3 for the Seminoles as they are at the very least trying to get into field goal range, but really looking to keep this drive alive. It's Jackson to throw, short and to the left, and Brandon Mayer II able to eke out a first down.
Does a nice job there hauling that one in and then putting his head down and just fighting across the line of scrimmage. And I also like this, not throwing the ball a lot, but just when you need to. Focus on that run game.
2 tight ends on the field. Read option keeper Adonis Jackson breaks a tackle, breaks a couple more as he gets close to the line to gain.
He got a nice block on the outside too. I think it was Elijah Thomas that pancaked somebody on the outside and created a little bit more of that room for him to run.
Loon checks out for the second down play, and they'll give it to Deontay King, who, as King, gets off the edge, gets a good 8 yards before he was finally tripped up.
I think he has eyes in the back of his head because he started to hurdle and try to avoid Gelkin before Gelkin even really reached out for him.
So out to the LSU 22-yard line. Last play of the quarter is Jackson rolling left, throws short, and fighting for the first down is Brent Mills. They'll say he got it as we end the first quarter. All tied up at 7 here in Tallahassee. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter, ball spot at the 12. Handoff, Loon, outside to the left, cuts it back inside, gets 5 yards.
I like what they're doing right now. You know, they're using Lund a lot. He's averaging 5 yards per carry. Jackson's been able to get out there a little bit. They rolled him out a couple plays ago, got him out of the pocket. Things going well for Florida State right now.
2 tight ends on the field to give to King. King breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Florida State.
Akuma Taluk did a really good job in that first game, filling in as a backup running back, but Deontay King is proven to be a very capable replacement for Vidar Lund and helping to give him extra breathers, and does an excellent job there, and gets in there for the second touchdown run of the night.
And of his career as well. Deontay King came into tonight. He's been playing relief for Vidar Lund over the last couple of weeks, but no rushing touchdown for him. And then tonight he's got 2 as the Seminoles take a 7-point lead. Colt Youngblood, though, he's looking for a big return. Colt Youngblood all the way out to the Florida State 43.
Great return there. You wanted some excitement, and you get it. And Youngblood a little upset maybe that he's not starting, so he's doing what he can on returns.
He gets it all the way out actually to the Florida State 42, and the give to Dowden, able to find the lane to run through as he gets 6 yards. Great patience by the freshman.
Yeah, great vision there too, and waiting for the hole to open. And that's what having 2 running backs of this quality can do for you, is you have one returning kicks, the other one's fresh, doesn't have to take a breather, and come right out and start picking up yards.
They moved it down to the Florida State 36-yard line, and they'll go right back to the hot hand in Dowden as he stretches, but is marked just short of the first down.
Well, they got a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah.
They can go with a read option, which Gage Youngblood is efficient at. They can pass it. They can just stand it right up the middle, too.
2 tight ends on the field, both to the left. They'll give it to Dowden to that side. Got tripped up by Zach Howard, and then putting the hurt on him was Elijah Toro.
Elijah Toro coming up, playing run defense, like you said. Annox slowed him down just enough, and Toro gets over there to make the stop and shut him down and force in the 4th.
So LSU, a 51-yard field goal attempt for Remy Boudreau, and he hits that right upright, and it will be no good as LSU, they were not able to capitalize on the excellent field position.
No, Youngblood's return kind of goes for naught. First miss of the season by Remy Boudreau was 8 of 8 coming in. 51-yarders aren't easy, but you needed to get them a little bit closer.
So Florida State will start from their own 34, and Vidar Lund gets the carry to open up the drive.
He showed a little shake and bake there. Vidar Lund's not a little guy. You know, he's packing some heft in there, 6'3", 245, but he's got a little wiggle.
He's a big dude as he moves the ball down to their own 39, 2nd and 5, and they'll go with a read option keeper as Adonis Jackson into the open field. Jackson in a foot race with Odenheim, breaks the tackle, but is finally stopped at the LSU 27-28 yard line.
LSU is going to have to do something different here because Jackson seems inspired by some of the changes they've made offensively here, and he's had 2 30-yard runs already here in the first half. He's got some words for LSU too. They're going to have to start spying somebody or dedicate somebody on defense to keep him contained.
Jackson in the gun, speed option, forced to keep it himself as he will work his way down inside the red zone.
And this is already a yard short of 100 yards, and we're just starting the second quarter. I told you, this guy, he can break off 150, 170 if you give him the opportunity, and Florida State looks like they're finally doing that.
In the gun, they'll go to Loon this time as Vidar Loon barreling ahead, gets it down to the 6.
This can be one of the most deadly 1-2 combinations running the ball. Kind of like Scott Fountain and Dowdy Dowell last season. They're very similar skill set-wise, and they're getting an opportunity to show it right now.
2 tight ends on the field. King in the backfield. They give it to Deontay King. Breaks the tackle, but cannot get away from Mitchell O'Brien as King gets a yard.
Well, he's trying to get his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's being a little greedy, I think, out there. Let's Loon get one. He does have 4 on the season, though. Maybe they're just trying to catch King up.
There you go. Loon checks back in. They give it to him. Stumbles through a tackle. Fights his way down to about the 3. 3rd and goal for the Seminoles.
Look who's chasing him down from behind. Old number 7. Defensive end's got 8 tackles already, David. 8 tackles, and he's a defensive end.
King checks back in. 3rd and goal. They give it to him. Touchdown, Florida State.
Can a backup running back be player of the week? I think that's the question we're going to have to ask ourselves after this. 3 rushing touchdowns already for Deontay King. Is he in chat? Because he is having a heck of a game so far, even though he hasn't had a lot of carries.
I know. It's impressive to see what he has done with the opportunities that he has been given. And Florida State very quickly up 21-7. Now LSU, Mike, their problem is they've had some opportunities offensively, but they haven't been able to capitalize on them. That needs to change here very quickly.
Well, Florida State's also given up a couple 14-point leads this season, too. So they've got to buckle down. They've got to keep playing strong defense, and they've got to not get too conservative and get out of what they're doing offensively.
LSU.
What a graphic that the truck put up there. That one is so tantalizing. I don't know what we would have done if they wouldn't have put that one up.
It boggles the mind sometimes. Here's Youngblood to throw, dancing in the pocket, takes a shot downfield, and the pass falls incomplete. His own offensive lineman might have had something to do with the trajectory on that ball.
Well, you know, when they get pushed back in front of you, you got to try to throw it over them, and that's not easy to do.
Or if they slide into your way. 2nd down and 10, trips to the right. Youngblood, read option keeper, Gage Youngblood. Outside to the left, fighting with Kevin Watts, but Youngblood will move the sticks.
You know, Gage Youngblood, he's a fine athlete, but he is not Adonis Jackson quality out there. And I appreciate him trying to show that he can do it too, but stay in the pocket and use your receivers, I say.
Hand off, right up the middle is Dowden, and he will get a yard, 2nd down.
He kind of reminds me of that old LSU QB some people might have heard of, Ray Tatum. You know, he's very similar to that guy. And he had a little bit of athleticism, but Adonis Jackson running football, he is not.
It's very different. Youngblood to throw on 2nd and 9, going short, and he will lead Mulzer out of bounds. Gets 3, makes it a much more manageable 3rd down, but it is 3rd and 6.
It's more manageable, but 3rd and 6 is still not an ideal situation. Usually you want to be 3rd and 3 or shorter. So you're probably going to have to throw the ball here.
4 wide, Youngblood to throw, 4-man rush, going short over the middle, and what a shot on Devin Roberts.
Oh my bejesus.
Wow.
Akuma Tolok, he launched. Like he was like a space shuttle that just took off. Boom. Yeah, okay, Devin Roberts, you've been paged to see the tent on the sideline.
This is why targeting is not a thing in the CFSL.
Oh no, it makes for much more exciting games.
Sure. So a good return by Matthew Moyer, but it is negated following the clipping call on Philip Walker, and so Florida State will have to start back up to their own 17. Now their last 3 drives, they've started at about the 30-yard line, if not closer to the 40. Here, backed up all the way inside their own 20. They're looking to score again.
They're just looking for more yards for Adonis Jackson to run the ball.
Well, he gets it there, gets a good little gain of 5 yards to begin the drive.
Well, this is kind of a coming out party of sorts for Adonis Jackson. It's been a while since he's really been able to put everything together. The last time he had a 100-yard game, a couple weeks ago against USC.
Lund gets the carry here, and the LSU defense will stop him in the backfield. It is a loss of 2. So this is where LSU's defense really can thrive now because they've put Florida State in a long third down situation.
Right, and it's not a situation that you want to be in, but get that first down, let Jackson go back to it. He's only had 200-yard games in his career. You know, just let the man do his thing.
Empty backfield, Jackson downfield to the left, and the pass is caught by Moyer as he picks up 19.
This is what makes Adonis Jackson more effective. He throws the ball a lot, and then he makes a mistake, and he kind of gets in his head. Here, he gets to run, he gets to feel that adrenaline, feel like he's accomplishing something, and he's more relaxed and more poised when he's throwing passes. I like what Florida State's doing right now.
Pistol set, 3 wide. Adonis Jackson looks to throw. Dancing in the pocket, going to tug and run. Jackson will slide, wanting no part of Brandon Stone.
Well, they still haven't figured out how to slow him down. I mean, he only got 4 there. Stone was waiting, but LSU is going to have to dig into their box of tricks to find ways to slow him down.
Back in the pistol. The give, DeLune running outside, fighting. Gets the first down this time as he picks up 10.
245 pounds of humanity, and he is not an easy man to bring down as he barrels his way forward and just wills himself to that first down.
From the LSU 46-yard line in the pistol. Lund gets the carry right up the middle. Vidar Lund fighting his way down to the 31.
And Odenheim had a little bit of a trouble. He looked like he seatbelted him in there, and he was trying to like suplex him or something. Right now, Florida State's got it going, and LSU is on the ropes a little bit. 0-4, you want to get a win here, you want to keep your season alive, but they're in danger here.
Backfield, handoff, read option. Adonis Jackson gets 9.
Just keeps doing what he's doing. He's averaging 11.7 per carry. Got 117 yards, only 10 carries, David. It seems like he's ran the ball 20 times already. I'm sure he will by the end of this night. Who knows? He might go over 200 yards.
In the pistol. And the give to Vidar Lund outside to the left. Breaks the tackle. Able to get past Cameron Boggs and then gets 4.
It looks to me as though LSU is getting frustrated. You can see kind of the reactions of some of the players after this. They're hanging their head. They're shaking their head. They've got to get some pep talks going on the sideline. Got to get their head back in the game.
Counter run, Deontay King working his way outside, and he gets rocked by Ulrich Odenheim, and that's something that LSU could use. Some big plays defensively, and a turnover probably won't hurt.
They need something to spark them. A turnover, like you said, big hits like that can definitely help, but a turnover or even forcing them just to kick a field goal right here would definitely help.
32 rushing attempts for Florida State tonight, only 5 passing attempts. They hand the ball off. The 33rd running play called by the Seminoles tonight.
And they've got a short third down, so they can go back to the run.
Yeah.
All of your playbook is available here.
Yeah.
You can hand it off up the middle. You can go read option, whatever you want to do.
2 tight ends on the field, out of the pistol. Jackson, speed option, breaks a tackle. No, they're going to say he goes down as Cameron Boggs comes up with a stop.
Well, you know when you got your full playbook available to you, the best thing to do is just go with the speed option.
Sure.
Right? You know, not really.
31-yard field goal attempt here for Sir Johnson to make this a 17-point game. And they're going to let time wind down, not going to give LSU a lot of time to work with. And so kudos to LSU's defense, though, to get the stop and not really put their offense in too much of a difficult situation.
Right. Yeah, I think it was a good job of forcing the field goal attempt here, although I didn't like the play call. I want to know, did Florida State's or Sir Johnson's parents think he was going to be in the military or something? They're like, yes, sir, and then they're actually calling him by his first name.
Maybe they were hoping he would be knighted as he puts that field goal through.
I wonder if they were from overseas.
Could be.
Across the pond, as they say.
Yes, yeah.
Well, he's perfect on field goals this season.
He is.
He did not follow Remy Boudreaux's
mishap. No. So LSU will have the ball with inside a minute to play, and Ulrich Odenheim's looking for any kind of returning room there, and not a good return.
Oh, that's the old bobbing when he should have been weaving there. He got crossed up there, got mixed up on his moves, and cost himself.
Empty backfield here for the LSU Tigers. Gage Youngblood dancing right, comes back to the left side, goes short of the marker, and he'll find Maltzer for a gain of 5.
Got to start passing the ball down the field. Got to show off Youngblood's arm here. Got to make him throw. I mean, he's put up some fantastic numbers in his career. He's had, a couple 300-yard games already, but we got to turn him loose here.
From the gun, Gage Youngblood taking his time with this, and it seems to me like he's loading up for a shot here to end the half.
Yeah, very strange decision here for sure.
So time ticks away, and LSU will be fortunate to get maybe 2 snaps out of the time they have left as Youngblood, quick fire over the middle, finds Woods. Timeout call with 6 seconds on the clock.
Apparently they're overly optimistic that they can get 2 more plays off here in 6 seconds.
I guess. Out of the gun, Youngblood takes a shot, and what a shot it is for the Hail Mary. Had a receiver to beat the Seminoles deep, but on the tip pass, it is intercepted. What a play to end the half here by Florida State.
Pretty sure that was the walk-on Calvin Watkins that was able to come up with that one. Was a trailing receiver there, tipped ball, and Watkins comes up with it. So don't like the decision there by LSU, and they're going to have to go into the half licking their wounds down by 17.
So it is a 17-point lead for the Florida State Seminoles here at home, the visiting LSU Tigers. As we go into the studio, their offense has not really been able to capitalize on different opportunities. Kudos to the Florida State defense, and really a larger kudos, Mike, to the Florida State offense for putting Adonis Jackson in position to really show off that athleticism.
For some reason, the past season and a half, they've been trying to turn him into more of a pocket passer and a guy that airs it out downfield. That's just not what his skill set is. He is built to do what he's doing tonight. Run the ball, use the read option. They've got a bowling ball running back in Loon. They can hand it off to him on inside zones, get the defense committing, which we've seen Gelkin do multiple times. And then Jackson just gets all kinds of room on the outside. Got to stick with that.
So as you look at the numbers here to end that first half, and really LSU struggling to find a way to move the football. Florida State, they haven't had to throw it a lot, mainly because they've got almost 230 rushing yards through the first half of action and 4 more minutes in time of possession than the visiting LSU Tigers.
Well, you don't have to throw the ball when you're running the
Exactly.
ball that well. You know, if you get 500 yards, doesn't matter if you get it passing or running. As long as you put it up, you're probably going to win, and especially in this game. And the fact that Florida State's starting with the ball here, I mean, they really have an opportunity to, for all intents and purposes, put this game away.
Florida State, their last 4 drives have ended in points. 3 of the last 4 have been rushing touchdowns for Deontay King, but their last drive started from their own 17, and they took it down the field, kicked a 31-yard field goal. Here, pretty good field position off the touchback, starting from their own 25. And they'll go with that read option keeper, going back to the hot hand in LSU. They looked ready for it this time.
Yeah, Brandon Stone was sitting there, and he was keeping his eyes on Jackson. Defensive end played down on the running back, which is what they wanted, but Stone was ready and gets out there to shut down Jackson.
3 wide, pistol set, Jackson to throw. Pressure coming. Tries to tuck in and run. He will, outside to the left, and he is met by TJ Shadow close to the 30, 3rd and 6.
Better start now for LSU in defending this offense. Gelkin gets the pressure, makes Jackson a little uncomfortable. He tries to scramble, and the defense rallies to limit his yardage.
From the gun, tight end in motion is Maynard the second. It's Jackson to throw. Blitz coming. Turns upfield, and he's not going to get the first down. Instead, he will lose a yard on the sack, courtesy of Ned Jekyllin.
Yeah, they're just sitting there waiting for him. And they had 2 linebackers sitting there in coverage. And Eklund winds up getting to him first. But if he would have got past him, TJ Shadow was sitting there. So excellent job there by the LSU defense. Now their offense has got to capitalize on that big stop by the defense.
I was going to say, the LSU defense has clearly shown that they have adjusted. Now the question is, has the offense adjusted to be able to push the ball downfield and come to this deficit? As Colt Youngblood had quite the cut there, but tripped over his own blocker.
Yeah, he cut back, and I thought he created some space, but it looked like his foot might have got stepped on in the process, and it slowed him down.
Either way, good starting field position here for the Tigers, and they will go with a play-action rollout as Youngblood comes back over the middle and the pass is broken up. Cosmos Woods cannot hold on against Elijah Toro.
He drilled it in there, but just too much coverage.
Yeah.
It's hard to come down with that no matter who you are. You got to find somebody that's a little more open.
On the gun, 4 wide, trips top the screen, Youngblood to throw. Goes short and to the right, and the pass is caught by Fred Perry out to the midfield stripe.
I like the fact that they're coming out passing here, and they're not just dumping it off underneath. They're forcing them to throw. You still got to find guys a little bit more open, but so far, so good.
Tight end in motion is Roberts out of the pistol. Triple option, Colt Youngblood didn't get the carry. Maybe he should have because Gage Youngblood had nowhere to go.
Yeah, Philip Walker crashes down here on that read option play. Does an excellent job there. And Florida State's defense has been lights out tonight. And I'm sure that helps out the offense as well. Take some pressure off of you.
So 3 and out exchanged by both defenses, and LSU will punt it, trying to pin the Seminoles back deep. This return from their own 15, able to advance it out to about the 25-yard line is Matthew Moyer. And so Florida State, this LSU defense has seemingly caught on to what the Seminoles want to do.
I expected Alex Jackson to have over 150 yards rushing when this drive is over.
We'll start in the pistol, read option keeper, and Adonis Jackson slips a tackle in the backfield, fights his way out across the 26-yard line against Ulrich Ohnheim.
LSU just doesn't look like they're going to give it to him. You know, I mean, that's 4 straight plays basically. They've complete shut it down. Can they do it consistently? We don't know. But the early return in the second half says yes.
2 tight ends to the left here for Adonis Jackson. Read option keeper, Jackson fighting with Keene, and he is stopped in the backfield for a loss of 3 and a long 3rd and 11 upcoming.
Yeah, great job there by the defense. Keene, he's sitting there on the outside watching him and able to take him down. And this LSU defense, I mean, this is an impressive adjustment. They look like they had no clue what to do in the first half, and they are all over him here in the second half.
3 wide, Jackson in the gun, going with the halfback screen. He can't get it off. Dmitry Mikhailov with a sack for a loss of 10. And now this offense, Mike, they got to start feeding on this momentum.
And they do. They definitely have to start making some things happen. Right now, LSU's defense playing great, but you don't want to waste it with empty drives.
So a 3 and out and a punt for Florida State. Colt Youngblood fielding it from his side of midfield. Breaks a couple tackles to get it down inside the 40. And Gage Youngblood starting from the Florida State 39.
Take a shot. You haven't taken one all night. That's probably hurting your defense a little bit. I don't know if I like this look. It looks like a deep cover 3, but eventually you're going to have to take a shot, stretch out this defense.
Eggers are tied into motion, play fake, Youngblood, quick throw, nearly intercepted by the Seminole defense.
Well, Kevin Watts got his hands on it first, and then Ben Cole had a shot after it. Neither one of them able to come up with it. Missed opportunity for the defense, got to make them pay if you're LSU.
2 tight ends now, and the give to Gabe Dowden, finding a lane as he cuts back to the left. Modest gain, 3rd and 5 for LSU.
2.3 yards per carry. It might be time to go to the bullpen to use a baseball reference.
Well, they'll keep Dowden in the backfield here on 3rd and medium. 4 wide, Youngblood to throw. And a quick throw over the middle on the slant pattern. And Poteet got hung up on Cosmos Woods, but he gets the first down.
Yeah, great job there getting across the line. And Poteet's having himself a nice game. He's going to have more guys step up and make plays.
So from the Florida State 23-yard line, pistol set, handoff, Dowden. He's got room to run right up the middle, down to the 6.
It was a nice run, 17 yards, but David, I have a feeling you probably could have picked up 17 on that carry.
I probably could have, as Dowden tried to throw out that stiff arm to ward off the defender, end up running into Roberts. If he'd kept going straight, he might have had 6 points.
Or, well, you know, maybe just put your head down and run him over.
That too. 1st and goal, tight end in motion is Eggers. Play fake. Youngblood goes short for the tight end edge. Eggers, who bounces off a tackle for a touchdown.
Well, they used Colt Youngblood. They brought him in on the backfield there, and they used him on the play fake. And they dumped it off to Eggers, got the defense to bite down a little bit. And Eggers wide open to look a little late getting over there. And Eggers is able to power his way into the end zone. So nice drive by LSU. I think we're going to see things start to even out a little bit the rest of this game.
Remy Boudreau to tack on the extra point and cut it to a 10-point game. And the way the defense is playing, if LSU's offense can keep this up, it should only be a couple of drives before the Tigers could get a lead back over the Seminoles. Now the problem is, can their defense keep up what they're doing?
Well, we'll see. The first 2 drives have been very impressive here in the second half for this Tigers defense.
So Deontay King on the return, able to get out across the 25-yard line. You look at this LSU defense. They're giving up about 5 yards of play, which isn't great, but they've got 2 sacks, and recently they've made a few plays in the backfield.
Well, they're probably giving up about 2 yards of play so far in the second half, and that's the important part.
Pistol set, 2 tight ends on the field. Adonis Jackson, the give to Loon, who breaks it inside, breaks a tackle, but is held to a gain of 4 as Nej Eklund brings him down.
Florida State did a great job using the run in the first half, keeping them off bounds, but now they're going to have to use the pass game because they are loading up the box. They do not want to let them run. Jackson's going to have to at least threaten them a little bit with his arm.
Pistol set. Receiver motion is Mills. Triple option, and Adonis Jackson nowhere to go against Cameron Boggs.
LSU's got the answer for everything they're doing right now. And Florida State looks a little shell-shocked now because everything was working for them in the first half outside of their first drive. And now they literally could not find a yard.
3rd and 10 for the Seminoles. And in the gun, Jackson. Halfback screen, Vidar Loon shakes a tackle but cannot get away from the rest of the defense.
Well, Mitchell O'Brien was out there. He was reading. He almost swatted that away. It's like almost like they're inside their mind right now. LSU playing fantastically on defense.
So 3 straight 3-and-outs forced by this LSU defense as Colt Youngblood on the return and looking for a big return as he gets it across midfield. And not the return I expect that he was hoping for, but Gage Youngblood, he'll take it. That's good field position.
Yeah, you get out across the 50 and you can grind out 10, 12, 14 yards per punt return. You're doing okay.
So from the Florida State 47, Youngblood quick throw finds Woods, who gets 5.
Well, they're doing a good job of keeping the Florida State defense off balance. They're throwing the ball a little bit more. They're not pushing it downfield, but they're at least going to these 5 to 8 yard medium routes, and it's at least keeping this defense off balance a little.
Trips top the screen, hand off to Dowd and up the middle, breaks a tackle, and then is stopped as the defense swarms 3rd and short.
Well, if you take off that 17-yard run, he's got 13 carries for 30 yards. It's not working. For whatever reason, it's not working. I would like to see Youngblood back there a little bit, see if he can break something open.
Gage in the pistol, receiver coming in motion for the triple option as Gage Youngblood keeps it, and he will tuck it himself and gets a first down, gets a modest gain as well as he advances the ball down inside 30.
Florida State tried that. LSU's defense wasn't having it. LSU maybe now with a little showmanship. Now they're like, hey, we got the momentum now, sir. We're going to show you where you're going wrong. And maybe taunting out Florida State a little.
So they've advanced it down to the Florida State 29, as Youngblood breaks a tackle, and then he lost the football, and it is scooped up and running it back as Elijah Toro. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Florida State.
What a big play by that defense as Kevin Watts knocks that ball free, and Toro scoops it up and just turns on the Jets, takes it all the way back. LSU had all the momentum. We're getting a little cocky in offense. That play could change the game. LSU might get a little shell-shocked after that.
LSU, few times tonight, has been in opportune moments to try and capitalize at another mistake by that offense as the fumble recovered by Toro ran all the way back as the Seminoles now a 31 to 14 point lead. So again, 17-point lead right now for Florida State, and LSU has got to start figuring some things out offensively, but as you said, they could be a little shell-shocked right now.
Well, Gage Youngblood's, he's the guy that's got to lead him right now. He's got to put everything on his back. He's got to start throwing the ball. He's got to create some openings. He's going to have one of those big games that we've seen from him in his young career.
Out of the pistol, they give it to Colt Youngblood, who breaks a tackle and gets 3 yards.
Well, I like that. Give it to Youngblood and, change things up a little bit back there in the running game. We'll see if he can maybe spark something, having him and his brother both in the backfield again.
Well, the 2 Youngbloods in the backfield together on this pistol set. And the read option keeper, Gage, going outside to the left, breaks 1, but not 2 as Elijah Toro stops him for a loss.
Toro's having himself a pretty nice game. Second tackle for loss. He's got that fumble 6. as they'll call it. I still don't like Youngblood out there running the read option that often, and now you set yourself up on a long third down. He's going to have to use his receivers, and right now just hasn't been real confident in it.
4 wide, trip stop the screen. Youngblood to throw, going the halfback screen, and Florida State ready for it by Zach Howard.
Yeah, Howard was sitting all over that. Yeah. There was no reason to throw that pass. Try to force it in there anyway, and just do not like that drive from LSU. And now Florida State's got some momentum back, and they got an opportunity to probably put this game away if they can score.
So a 3-and-out forced by the Florida State defense, and Matthew Moyer looking to add to his return night. He's been pretty good in the punt return game, and here again he gets it across from midfield, good 15 yards.
Well, I like how he dives out there and just tries to pick up an extra yard or two, just doing everything he can to help his team win.
So from the LSU 47, in the gun, Adonis Jackson, handoff, Lund outside to the right, and he'll break a tackle, but is stopped short of the first down.
Well, big tackle there, number 73, was out there looking for work, leading the path, got one block, went out for another one. When you get blocking like that, it's hard not to have a good game.
Brett Gelkin, by the way, 10 tackles here tonight, having a big night here in Tallahassee. Triple option, Jackson keeping it, spins through a tackle, and then Brandon Stone will get over there to stop him.
He tried to spin out of the first one, but the defense was too quick there. Stone rallies and brings him down. First down, though.
The LSU 32-yard line. In the gun is Adonis Jackson. They'll spot the tight end wide to the left. Handoff, Lund up the middle, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
LSU's defense still doing a pretty good job as Mikhailov gets in there for his second tackle, but Lund, he's sitting there knocking on the door of 100 yards, 99 for him.
3 wide, Lund to the right, Jackson to throw, gonna tuck and run. Adonis Jackson tripped up in the backfield by Dmitry Mikhailov, 3rd and 10.
Well, again, they gave up a couple of runs there, but now it's right back to shutting them down, and Florida State's gonna have to get a little bit more creative here and maybe take a shot deep.
3 wide, Jackson looking, taking a shot to the left, jump ball nearly intercepted by LSU's Alan Dutch.
It doesn't pay off for him, and maybe he wanted to get a little bit more yards here before the field goal, but it is something that the defense does have to think about.
This will be a 50-yard field goal attempt for Sir Johnson, and from the right hash, and Johnson, he bounced it off the other upright, much like LSU's Remy Boudreau.
So a 52-yarder by Boudreau, he bounces it off the right upright. 49-yarder for Sir Johnson, bounces it off the left upright. I think the story at home, kids, is that you don't want to kick for 49 yards plus out.
So LSU will begin their 11th drive of the night from their own 33. Play fake, Youngblood to the left. There's Maltzer for a gain of 6.
Maltzer does a good job there on the sideline. We've seen that from him in his career. Really good job of being aware on the sideline and making those tough catches.
Pistol set, Gage Youngblood to throw, going short over the middle. Woods, if he could have gotten away, that would have been a big play.
That was a game-saving tackle there, a touchdown-saving tackle, I think, because Woods could have turned it upfield and probably taken it to the house. So good job there by the Florida State defense.
Out to midfield. The give to Dowden as the 2 defensive ends. They close in for a loss of 1.
Dowden's struggling again, it is his first game, probably taking a little bit of time to get acclimated. It's not the easiest defense in the world to play against, but I would like to see more passes downfield and maybe a little bit more of Colt Youngblood.
Handoff, Dowden going outside to the right, and it is a fruitless venture as he will lose 3. And as we end the third quarter, Florida State up by 17. LSU looking to pull off the comeback, but will they? Stick around, find out. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the fourth quarter. From their own 45, Youngblood down to the left side, jump ball incomplete.
Again, much like on the Florida State side, if you can at least threaten with those deep balls down the field, gives us something to think about. I don't know if I like going for it here on 4th and 14, though.
That's exactly what they're doing. 4 wide, Youngblood taking a shot to the right, and the pass is caught. That was Colt Youngblood in the slot.
Well, who else? Maybe we'll see a little bit more of him here in the fourth quarter, but Youngblood came in. He had a nice run. Now he catches a great pass there. Cole just can't keep up with him, even though, he's right on a great pass and catch there. LSU's got an opportunity. I still don't like the call there, but they were able to execute it. Now you got to turn it into some points.
Maybe a little bit of a spark for the Tigers here on this drive. 4 wide, Trips, bottom of the screen. Youngblood to throw against a 3-man rush. Going to that sideline, gets 6 yards.
Nice little short route there to the walk-on. Again, kind of one of those little Eric Maltzer routes that he picks up.
Youngblood pumps left. They'll go back to the halfback screen for Gabe Dowden. Is Dowden able to get the first down despite Lane D'Anthony trailing him?
He got good blocking on that one, so it made it a lot easier for him to pick up that first. They are not necessarily moving the ball down the field at a brisk pace, but I think they're mostly concerned about let's just score however we need to and go from there.
Youngblood to throw again on first down. Pass over the middle, caught by Poteet the second, and he gets it down inside the 10.
Poteet's got 80 yards now on 5 carries, having himself a really nice game. And opportunity here, first and goal inside the 10. Got to punch it in if you're LSU.
Well, they're going to go to Colt Youngblood right up the middle. He gets it down to the 5 where Kevin Watts will crash into him.
And Kevin Watts says, take your butt back to the sideline. You're not bringing any of that nonsense in here.
8th tackle of the night for Kevin Watts. He's also got a tackle for loss tonight. He's been busy on Florida State side of things as Dowden checks back into the backfield. 2 tight ends on the field. And a pistol set, speed option. Gage Youngblood couldn't pitch it. Zach Howard buried him.
Don't like the play call. And Zach Howard was ready for it. Now you got a long 3rd and goal here. Not an easy spot to try to convert on a 3rd down.
Colt Youngblood picked up 3 yards on 1st and goal. Gage Youngblood lost it on 2nd and goal. And so 3rd and goal, Youngblood to the middle. Fred Perry cuts into the end zone.
Well, they made it happen. It's not easy down there to create space, but they called the right play. Perry comes open. Youngblood delivers a nice ball, and now you're going to probably make this a 10-point game with the PAT. You did what you needed to. Now your defense got to keep stepping up.
Remy Boudreau out to tack on the extra point, and indeed he does. Makes it a 10-point game that you mentioned. And, you know, the LSU defense, they started the second half generating a lot of stops. Florida State came out of the half. They went 3 straight 3-and-outs, and if the Tigers could generate another one, they would be in good shape as Deontay King gets out to the 28.
You know, the people who I think are most worried about this game is everybody that loaded up on the over. At 61.5, they thought it was a sure thing. And they're all sitting there sweating bullets right now.
Very few, I should say, the one person who took the under is Jackson rolling out to his right, and he's able to complete to Elijah Thomas, who fought hard for 13 yards.
He went airborne, and that's a little risky when you're in a pile of defenders. They can swap that ball out of there. Does a nice job of holding on to it, picking up the first thing.
From the 43, the give to Lund, running left, barrels his way forward for a nice little gain. 2nd and short for Florida State as Lund's up over 100.
Well, they only have 243 yards. Didn't they have like 228 at the half?
Yeah, they went backwards a little bit.
Yeah, they've only got like 15 yards rushing here in the entire second half.
And off Lund outside, and he is bottled up. 3rd and 5 upcoming.
That's an example of why. Brandon Stone does an excellent job crashing down there. They get 2 guys in there. The first one in there to make the slow him down is Ron Williams Jr., and then Stone gets in there, forces the 3rd down. LSU one more stop, and they got an opportunity to really make this a game.
Trips, top the screen, pistol sent, the give to Lund, and he had nowhere to go, got stopped at the line of scrimmage, and then Odenheim was there to clean up shop.
T.J. Shadow was the first one in there, shoots the gap and slows them down. And again, this LSU defense has done a good job at rallying. There are multiple defenders are getting in there to bring down these runners, and now Florida State's defense really got a lot of pressure on them.
Well, a muffed punt at the 15 by Colt Youngblood, not what you want to see to get some momentum for your offense.
Well, and that's probably why he's on the bench right now. Let's be honest.
So LSU will begin from their own 15-yard line. A long field to go for a touchdown with 6:10 to play, and they'll start with a run for Gabe Dowden. Modest game.
I admire their fortitude and sticking with the run game that's not working for them. But your best player on offense is your quarterback, and you got to let him make some plays for you.
Trips bunch, top the screen. Youngblood to throw on 2nd and 7. And he has to throw it away. Didn't like the coverage downfield, didn't like the pass rush.
good job in the coverage for Florida State as they were able to limit the options that Youngblood saw there. So long third down, he converted near the end zone to get the touchdown. Can he do it again here?
Trips on the screen for him. Pistol set, Youngblood. Going over the middle of the field, Daryl Potees a second. Got clocked by Taloke, but he's got the first down.
Potees is coming on now as one of the more reliable go-to receivers on this offense. We've kind of seen Cosmos Woods get lost in the shuffle a little bit, but Potees is picking up the slack.
4 wide again for the Tigers. 5.5 minutes to play. They'll go with a handoff. Dowden runs through Robinson, and then he gets run through by Akuma Taloke.
Taloke gets his 9th tackle. He's doing it. I mean, both of these defenses right now are playing excellent football. They're making everything really tough. But again, LSU's best success has come passing the ball, and they got to go to it a little bit more here if they want to come back and win this game.
Youngblood to throw, blitz coming. He has to tuck and a run, and he is tripped up as he got back some of the yardage lost and a little extra as Taloke made the stop.
Just doesn't have that explosiveness.
No.
Adonis Jackson takes off. He's probably got a first down. Doesn't have that kind of athleticism, does Youngblood, and I want to see him throwing the ball, not running it.
3rd and 9, Youngblood to throw, 4-man rush, dance in the pocket, off his back foot, down the middle of the field, nearly picked off by Rob Money.
That was a dangerous play on a lot of different levels. He almost got sacked back there, then he throws it off his back foot, then it almost gets picked. Now you got a punt. You know, so now you got to wonder, was our commitment to the run game, was that as smart as we thought it was? Because now you're in a situation where your defense got to come up big again.
So upon his way, fielding it from his own 30 is Moyer, and he breaks a couple tackles out about the 44-yard line. Decent return here, and Florida State now, you got to think they're going into clock-killing mode in effort to try and really put pressure on LSU.
LSU's offense hasn't proven that they can really move the ball consistently, so you just go to the run game, hope you can pick up some first downs and run it out.
Well, here's Loon trying for a first down to open up the drive, and a good gain. He picks up 8 yards.
Well, he's over 100. Both the quarterback and running back are over 100 yards.
Yep.
Brandon Stone's got 10 tackles. I mean, everything is right statistically in this game. Just LSU, they're a little behind on offense.
Read option keeper, and Adonis Jackson, a big run for him as he picks up 14.
Things starting to get going a little bit. I don't know if it's LSU's defense wearing down. It could be. The amount of times that they've gotten the ball going back out on the field after short drives is lengthy.
Yeah.
And it might be starting to play a role.
Back in the pistol, 2 tight ends on the field. And the handoff to Vidar Loon as he trudges forward and gets 4 yards on first down.
It cannot be an easy feat to try to take down a 245-pound running back consistently over and over. You feed that guy 20 times, you are going to wear out a defense, especially when they're chasing a cat-like quarterback back there as well.
They go with the draw play, and here King gets a yard. Florida State has run the ball 54 times tonight. They've only thrown it 8 times.
Make it 55. I say go with the read option here and see what happens.
3rd and 5, Jackson to throw, and he will go short. Brent Mills able to get the first down.
That might just about do it for LSU, unless they get a quick turnover and maybe one that's returned to the house. FSU's doing exactly what they need to end this game.
Odenheim, 8th tackle of the night. Inside of 3 minutes to play is Jackson to give to Loon, fighting forward, and he got pushed across for the first down.
Mikhailov comes in there trying to make the tackle, but doesn't pay attention to where he is. Gets too excited to help out on that tackle and pushes him across inside the 10.
Down to the 9, 4 wide, trips bottom of the screen. 2.5 minutes to play here in the 4th. Jackson with Deontay King directly behind him in this pistol set. They're going to let time tick away here.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
And the focus now shifts on LSU. You can start more than likely 0-5 unless something drastic happens. We've got 2 other winless teams right now, and you got to start looking. Does somebody catch Boise as the only team to go through a winless season? Nobody wants that on them. I think LSU's way too talented to have this record, but just can't put together enough of a good game.
Well, Deontay King powers his way into the end zone. The speedy receiver showing off the power as he puts 6 on the board.
That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the game, David.
Yes.
And again, in a backup running back, win player of the week, if there's ever been a candidate, he is the man.
So Sir Johnson tacks on the extra point, and Florida State has made this a 17-point game again, as LSU will They've got to find something to have any hopes really for this one.
Well, the degenerate gamblers in the league are just hoping LSU gets a field goal because that's all they need for the over. A touchdown obviously would do it as well. And then, of course, the one guy that took the under, he was like, no scoring. So you've got the karma is all on one side. All of the gamblers are hoping that LSU scores in some way, shape, or form here.
4 wide, trips top the screen. Youngblood coming out, looking to throw, goes short to the left. Breaking a tackle is Poteet a second, and he is marked short of the first down despite his efforts.
Well, if nothing else, I think Poteet has shown you that he's a reliable receiver. And there may be your number one receiver. You got Maltzer, big throw here.
Down the field, and Cosmos Woods has got 6.
Well, and there's the over, so a bunch of guys are happy. Cosmos Woods has been kind of unheralded in this game. Poteet has been getting a majority of the targets. Maltzer had a few. Finally, Woods breaks free on the outside. Somehow the defense lost him, and they come up with a big touchdown. LSU still got 3 timeouts. They still got a shot. They're going to go for an onside kick. It's very, very low percentage play, but maybe.
Just maybe.
Maybe, just maybe.
So the extra point is good as LSU pulls back within 10, 1.5 to play. And right now, LSU you've been saying it all night, take a shot downfield. They finally do.
Well, and they're also the first team to ever recover an onside kick in this league.
Well, they will not recover this one as Florida State does. Brent Mills got his mitts on. Although he took a shot. So LSU was trying to pop it free.
Well, and they still have an opportunity. You got to get a quick 3 now. You use all 3 of your timeouts. Yeah. Then you got to score quickly, and then you got to get an onside kick.
So from the LSU 43, the give to Lund. Vidar Lund gets 3 yards. LSU burns a timeout.
They did what they needed to. More often than not, if you can stop them short of 4 yards on the first down, you can get them off the field.
And off again, Lund stood up at the line of scrimmage, gets a yard as Brandon Stone playing a little hero ball.
Tremendous play there by Brandon Stone. Now it's a long 3rd and 7. LSU's giving themselves a chance.
From the gun, Adonis Jackson with Lund to his right. Taking his time with it, even though LSU has burned a timeout. Jackson to throw, going over the middle, and it falls incomplete. So that stops the clock and saves a timeout for LSU.
Yeah, they ran a couple of shallow crosses. Now they're going to go for a 4th down. I don't like this call at all. You punt it away. You got to punt this away.
Jackson in the gun, motioning for Maynard to come across from left to right. Jackson to throw, blitz coming. Adonis Jackson can't get out of it, and he is sacked.
Yeah, that's a terrible decision there by Florida State. You punt it away, even if they get it at the 20. It's a longer field that they got to go. Now you give them the ball at the 42. You almost had a turnover. I mean, he could have fumbled that ball there, and they could have picked it up and ran it back. Terrible decision, and you gave LSU a lot of hope right now.
So LSU will start from their own 42, and because of the turnover on downs, time does stop, and LSU still has a timeout to work with as Youngblood to throw. Steps up, and he will throw it away, and that will also preserve the timeout.
Well, that was actually a smart decision because he didn't throw it to his check down, who would have probably lost yards if he stepped that down. He just throws it away and doesn't lose anything.
2nd and 10, 1:16 to play. 4 wide, trips bomb of the screen. Youngblood with down into his left. Looking down the middle of the field. Pass caught by Perry down to the 31.
Well, he left him out to dry a little bit, and he paid the price for it, but a great catch there by Fred Perry.
LSU going no huddle, trying to preserve their 3rd and final timeout. Youngblood to throw. Wants the end zone. Cosmos Woods, touchdown LSU.
Well, this is slightly reminiscent of that Miami-Florida game or Alabama game last season, where Blaze Gunner had 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to come back from a 17-point deficit. Cosmos Woods has 2 here. Now, the thing that's different than this one and that game is that they didn't need an onside kick. LSU is going to have to come up with one.
They're absolutely going to have to. With 1:04 to play and only 1 timeout for LSU, you really, at this point, don't want to bank on your defense having to come up with a turnover in order to get the win. Or a chance to get the win, I should say.
I don't think there's much of a chance. They got to get this onside kick.
It all comes down to this, and Florida State will recover it as Wesley Ritchie runs it back, and Florida State will take over with 1:01 to play. They can just kneel it out and call it a night.
Well, if they're smart, they will.
We've seen crazier things happen, and they will not. They bring out the offense, so An opportunity here for LSU as Loon gets carrying a stiff arm, and Vidar Loon breaking tackles 18 yards as the Tigers burn their third and final timeout.
Loon said, I got your comeback and you're safe right here. And he just barrels it forward. Now they'll go to the victory formation. Hey, he had to dot the I on that win.
So Florida State nails it with Adonis Jackson, and LSU, valiant effort, but it took them a little too long to get going.
It did. And again, this team has talent. This team can compete. They just haven't been able to put it together yet. Much like Boise in season 2, had a lot more talent than the record indicated. They just got to see if they can end strong here, head into recruiting with some momentum.
An exciting first game of the night, but our second game, it should be just as exciting as the unbeaten Florida Gators go on the road to take on the 3-1 Miami Hurricanes in a major SEC showdown. We'll be back in about 20 to 30 minutes right here on YouTube Live. For Mike, I'm David. We'll see you then.